All right, next up is this guy, a very elegant looking individual, a man that you actually heard his name once before. He has a very posh French sounding name. His name is General Pierre Gustave Toutant Beauregard. Most people, because his name is so long and so elegant, they will refer to him as PGT Beauregard. And this is going to be one of the shorter videos, but the reason why he's important is he's also a West Point graduate. So that means he hung out with all the same guys that you've been learning about so far. And he was also an Army officer during the Mexican-American War, fought alongside a lot of these guys. But what you remember from last week is that he was the commander at the Battle of Fort Sumter. So he is in charge of the forces there. He is communicating with Jefferson Davis and the government as to how things are going on. And he was the mastermind behind the entire battle that ended up becoming victorious. You're going to learn about a battle called the Battle of the First Bull Run later next week. This will be the follow-up battle after both sides begin to form large conventional armies. This takes place in Virginia, and it will be another Confederate victory, and PGT will be there, and he will be the commander in charge, and he will be wounded during this battle of Bull Run. Even though it is victorious, he will survive the wound. But the problem is that the wound's going to take him out of command for a while. And so this is the point where Jeff Davis comes up to Robert E. Lee and he says, I really need you in the field. I appreciate all the advice you've been giving me. I'm glad that you decided to side with Virginia and the Confederacy. But really what I need you to do is I need you to be in charge of forces in the field. And so Robert E. Lee agrees to finally take command. And he takes command of the forces in Virginia. He renames it the Army of Northern Virginia. And then next week, you'll learn about all the different battles that he clashed with the Union over. There's not much else to PGT except for the fact that he will serve to the end of the war. Like I said, he'll survive that wound. Lee has a lot of respect for Beauregard, so he'll keep him on as a commander, and he'll be in command of a corps pretty much throughout the war, and he will be there at the end. He won't be at the surrender, but he will be still in command of forces when he hears of the surrender. And at that point, he will surrender over his command and his troops. And that's when we get into Reconstruction and the fixing of all the country after the war. But Beauregard's there at the beginning, and he will be there at the end.